Namaste. Welcome to Kaivalya Yoga Gurukulam, KYG as we all know it. Maga Shivarathri is round the corner. It is called Maga Shivarathri because it falls in the Hindu month called Magha. Every month we have Shivarathri. What is Shivarathri? The 14th night of the waning phase of the moon. So every month we do get the 14th night of the waning phase or the Krishna Paksha as we all know it. So every month we do get a Shivarathri, the night of Shiva, just before the new moon because 15th night is the new moon. So every month we do get that. But once in a year, in this particular Hindu month, Magha, Shivarathri is celebrated in a very special manner. And therefore it is known as Magha Shivarathri, which popularly got to be known as Mahashivratri. Shivarathri is the night of Shiva, where we dedicate that entire night not to sleep, not to eating and drinking, but purely immersing ourselves in the consciousness of the divine. When is this falling this time? It is falling on, let me go here and then I'll come back to that. It is falling on Monday, February 28th, 2022. And this is as per the Eastern time, USA. So if you're in India and elsewhere, you have to look at your calendar and adjust accordingly. But we shall be celebrating it on February 28th night. So what is so special about this Shivarathri? Well, without getting too much into technicalities, I want to introduce you to a simple chart of the zodiac. This is the way South Indians draw the chart. You have all the 12 zodiac signs. You have Aries, and I have not mentioned all the names because I'm not getting into the technicalities of it. But if you notice something very peculiar, these are the names of the planets. You'll notice here that there is a huge collection of planets in just two homes, right? Capricorn, you have 4 to 5 planets getting there. Aquarius, you have Jupiter and Saturn. So you have 7 out of the 9 right in these two homes. And then you have the north node, or called the Rahu, the head of the snake, if you will, in Taurus, and the tail of the snake, the south node, is in Scorpio, Ketu. So Rahu and Ketu in the belly of the beast, if you will, because this is the mouth of the snake, and this is the tail of the snake. In the belly of the beast, you have all these planets getting together. It's almost like they're all planning to get together to have an important meeting. Now, I'm not here to predict what is going to happen. It really is immaterial at this point. But what we need to understand is whenever this is not a very close conjunction, if you will. There are really no conjunctions of planets because each of them are in their own nakshatras and things like that. It gets a little more technical. But nevertheless, we cannot miss the fact that this being Saturn's home, in Saturn's house, it's like Saturn is throwing a party and he is getting all these in. So just as Shivarathri begins on the evening of February 28th and through 28th into the 1st, Venus and Mars moves in, moon moves out. So there is a lot of activity happening in these two houses. It's a very unique combination. There are combinations of 3 or 4 planets many times in the chart through the year. But when it happens with Saturn, an important planet like Mars, and so on, one begins to pay attention. What is going on here? So what does it mean to you and me as individuals? Forget what it means to the world and all of that. Will there be war? Will there be famine? Will there be something at a cosmic level, global level? I leave it to you to do your own research. I'm not getting into that simply because no one really knows. These are cosmic divine energies. There is something important happening. But the beauty in which it's going to happen is certain decisions, certain trends will be set in motion, and that would perhaps take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 years to manifest in your individual lives, in the global scenario, and so on. That is how I feel it. So, and this is not just on Shivarathri night and the day after, like February 28th and March 1st, but it is going to be a very interesting 2 months, March and April. Because you see this, after meeting here a few days, they are all going to spread out. And then what happens in the month of April is every single planet begins to move. Why is that? Is that something unique? Yes, it is, because Jupiter normally moves once only in 13 months, but this time in 7 months, he is eager to go back to his home year. Saturn moves once in 2.5 years, but this time he is going to pay a visit to his other home here in the month of April. The North Node and the South Node, Rahu and Ketu, move once in 18 months. They change that zodiac sign, but they decide to change in April. So there is their time to change. Rahu is coming here, Ketu is going to Libra, Rahu is coming to Aries, and so on. So, and of course, all the other planets, the Sun, the Moon, Mercury, all of them, Venus, everybody is moving, because these are other planets anyway move every month. So they are all moving in the month of April. It's like a busy traffic that's going to happen in April. March is this, and April is movement. It's almost like they have decided what to do, and they all get busy to start. They get busy to doing what they are supposed to do. So it's a very interesting time in the cosmos, and a very important time in our lives. So in March and April, all we need to remember is just few things. Let us not do anything out of anger. Number one. Let us not do anything out of carelessness. Any decision, any word that you speak, anything, and I say no word out of anger, no action out of anger, nothing out of carelessness, nothing out of impulsiveness. No carelessness, no anger, no impulsiveness. Do anything that you have to do mindfully, reverentially. Just these 2 months. And we will be taken care of to a large extent at an individual level. Mindfulness is the key. On Shivarathri, therefore, the night, what we decided at KYG is a very unique ceremony that we are going to offer. And we hope and pray that you can all join. Shivarathri is a whole night. We spend in the Shiva consciousness. We call upon the highest consciousness. These planets are, of course, there out in the cosmos. We all know where Jupiter is, and Sun is, and Mercury is, and so on, right? But they all deal with energies within us. So as far as you and I are concerned, we are talking of energies within us that is going to work in some mysterious way. And it's going to bring out the deep unconscious energies within each one of us to fruition in some form. Whatever desire you have, whatever dream you have, whatever fears you have, all of that will manifest in some form. Now, don't be hasty and say, is it good for me? Is it bad for me? We get caught in that. Let things happen. Let's accept unconditionally, because this is our own karma finding their way. What we can do, however, is invoke the Shiva consciousness, seek the blessing, and say, give me the strength, protect me, guide me during this period. So in that context, what we are going to do on February 7th, beginning from 7 p.m. Eastern Time, please mark it on your calendar and make it a point to join us. It's going to be a virtual satsang. We have very, very few people gathered at home as well to do this. We're going to invoke Shiva. We're going to offer worship to him through what is known as the Rudra Abhishek. And then we will invoke each of these 9 planets. So as we invoke here, you are invoking in your own home as well. If you're witnessing this, you don't have to know the chants. You simply have to pay attention and simply listen and be part of the ceremony. We invoke each of the 9 planets. We will chant together, and we'll have the slides there. We will chant together the Bijakshara mantras for each of these planets, and therefore we get them blessed in our own conscious and subconscious mind, in our own self, in our psyche, if you will, get them established. And then on behalf of each of those planets, we offer one more Rudram to Shiva, one more Rudra Abhishek to Shiva. It's an elaborate process. So we invoke the sun, for example, and we'll say, Sun, now you offer to the Shiva. So the sun within you will offer to the Shiva. Then we invoke Mercury. Then the Mercury within you will offer to Shiva. And so the planets within each one of us will offer a Rudra Abhishekam to Shiva. In other words, invoking their own inherent divine energy, which is only one energy, right? Ultimately, everything is just Shiva consciousness. But it's like butter in the milk. Just because you say it is there, you can't experience it. You have to process the milk to get the butter out. And therefore, it is in the same manner, each of these energies have to be mindfully processed so the Shiva energy within comes up. And then we simply bathe in that energy, knowing that in the ultimate analysis, in the ultimate orchestration, everything is divinely orchestrated. And all we have to do is bow our heads and receive whatever gift the universe have to give us, reverentially, unconditionally, as divine prasad. So this is an elaborate and a long ritual or a ceremony, as you want to call it. We'll have chanting, a lot of chanting. We'll be doing some ritualistic offering of water and things like that. You will see it. And we will have bhajans in between. So in my estimate, I haven't done like this one before. We have done bits and pieces of this, but not the whole of it. In my estimate, this would take about 12 hours for that puja. So we'll start at 7 p.m. and we hope to complete it by 6 or 7 a.m. 11 to 12 hours is what my estimate is. It'll take that long. So that's pretty much it. So we are hoping to celebrate Shivarathri this way, because we want to acknowledge what is happening in the cosmos. When the planets are getting together in one house, it is a divine event. It is happening on Shivarathri night and a couple of nights before and after, depending on which part of the world you are. And from there, as they spread out, we pray for all of us, for the world at large. Samasta loka sukhino bhavantu. And for that kind of prayer, selfless prayer, we need to invoke the Shiva energy. There is no better energy than the ultimate consciousness that binds us all into oneness. So on behalf of Maya and I, we earnestly welcome each and every one of you. Please pass on this word. Everybody, anybody can simply tune in, put the TV on, relax in your chair and watch and join the ceremony. All it needs is your mindful attention through the night. So make sure you get a good afternoon nap and you're fresh to stay up the whole night. Please join this sacred ritual and gracefully accept the blessings of these divine cosmic energies. May this ritual bless your home, your consciousness with light, love, and abundance. Thank you for watching. I will see you on Shivarathri night. Namaste.